friends, welcome to today's money management video. We'll see how well this goes. I'm still getting over a cold. At least I have a voice today. I haven't had a voice in a few days. I need my coffee. Okay. Mama's fueled. So, if you are new to my channel, I have gotten a lot of new subscribers in the past month or two, and I welcome you all. If this is your first video, there is a playlist, and if you have the time and want to kind of get caught up on everything, just hit the playlist. It'll start from the beginning, and it'll just kind of walk you through of how we've gotten to this point of filming these videos, and that will be very helpful, I think, to kind of understand the whole scope of it. But a general blip would be my husband is in seminary school right now to become a pastor, and that means during the school year he works part-time and he's a full-time student. So he is got a lot of classes under his belt. I mean, last semester he was doing Greek and Hebrew, and okay, if you don't know Hebrew, you learn to read backwards. So taking two foreign languages that are kind of obsolete. Yowza. And he continues Greek through the summer. Just because Greek. That's all Greek to me. Okay, so that kind of understands like where we are. We are a large family. Okay, I'm from a large family. We had 9 kids. My parents had 9 kids. And I was the oldest of 9, family of 11. That to me is a large family. I have 5 kids, which is about half of what my mom had. So I don't fit in a large family, but I don't fit in the average family either. I'm kind of a growth, I'm a step between average and large. Not sure what that would be. So all that to say, we homeschool, we live debt-free, but we live below the poverty line. So for those that might be saying, well, you make more money now, does that bring your income up? It brings our monthly income up. But again, with our tax return amount, because this isn't the first year we've done this, this is the 3rd, 4th, I don't remember what year we're on. This will be the 3rd year of doing this. I go by below the poverty income line. I base that off of what my husband makes in a year, which is less than $30,000. It's about $28,000. I roughly make $500 a month with everything that I do. I have multiple side hustles. I not only babysit, I'm a virtual assistant. I have multiple jobs in that aspect. I edit books. I do YouTube. And right now we have another job house cleaning an evicted home. So I'm not kidding when apple pie is done. I'm not kidding when I say multiple side hustles. So, and this can bring up to, I would say about an average of $500 a month. So that's another $6,000 a year. That still brings us below the poverty income bracket. I think it's actually much below the poverty income bracket. Don't let me double check this again. I think you have to make like $47,000 to be considered poverty level, and $28,000 plus $6,000 is $34,000. So we make about $34,000. Poverty income level in Indiana for our size. $40,000 is considered for our size family in the state of Indiana. I'm not looking at national. I'm looking at Indiana because each state has its own like low income and different things like that. I think if the national income is even higher than that. But it's for the state of Indiana, $40,000 is considered poverty income line. So it would be what I look for, if I was to go get, so I spent most of this video kind of bringing you up to date, but yeah, we still fall way below the poverty income line. $6,000 more and we would hit that, and so I'd have to make $1,000 every month. in order to still meet below the poverty income line. Okay. We do it without debt, and we do it trying to live as simply as possible, and that's kind of where I went from being a homeschool channel to kind of branching out this way, because I could discuss more in detail to that. I'm not coming to you as a financial expert. I'm coming to you as somebody that has, I never see this changing. We started with $16,000 in our married life. Everybody talks about how hard that was, for sure, but it was easier because we didn't have kids. So in the aspect, it's still hard. You know, we have grown, you know, $16,000 a year. We're now what, at, what did I say, 32? We've doubled our income, but we've also quadrupled our family size. Quad? Almost quad. So, you know, there's things to think about in that aspect. But we have always lived simply. We have just done what we can with what we have. And coming from somebody that really didn't know how to work finances, and my husband either, there's just been a long road, and it's kind of wanting to share and help others in a similar situation. What's interesting, though, is when you want to sit down and try to help others and explain to others and share your story so that it inspires others and gives creative ideas for others to work out what they could do in their situation, usually those people don't want to hear. So another thing that I had growing up, or not growing up, but, you know, being pregnant and living very simple, very minimally, not necessarily minimally, that came later, but financially minimally, was people wondering how on earth we did it. And I would sit down and I would work finances. Not many people are willing to give up. They can't understand a lifestyle that doesn't look like this. And so that's where this comes in. Like, this is how you do it. For people that wonder why we have so many kids when we're in this situation, they're the blessing. Like, they're the good thing out of this. You know, I will take a small income if it meant that I could have my kids. So it's been a lot of learning. One of the things that I really found out with documenting this is you kind of know that this isn't a journey that you do alone, that a lot of people kind of help you through, hold your hand, and kind of give you a push. But you actually, when you're filming it and then you're kind of seeing how those pieces fit into it, I actually got to kind of step out and look in rather being in the pool. And so that's actually kind of what's really fun about being up here and seeing finances and seeing how everything works, is that I actually kind of get to look in as I film this and as I share all these things with you as well. So that's kind of a basic gist of all of this. So usually these videos, I like to kind of have some kind of routine-ish, for lack of a better word, that I have going on with these. So like the first week of June, we're kind of starting a new month, and we're talking about how last month went and what we're moving forward. Usually at the end of the month, I'm kind of wrapping up, talking about what is projected for next month, and so on and so forth. So this will be the first Monday that I've had for June for these videos, but it is the 6th today. Yeah, it's the 6th, and there's already been a lot happening in the first week in June. So let's just, I think the storm's blowing in. Alright, so let's just kind of talk about what's been going on this past month, what's kind of coming up. And again, these videos I film for you and I share these with you because finances are constantly changing and tweaking and things like that, especially if you're a large family and you live under the poverty income level like we do. Okay, so let's kind of just jump right in to today's video because I don't want to ramble on forever. So my husband has finished another school year, and so now we're in the summer months. And what does that look like for our family? Well, first of all, the kid, one of the kids that I babysit is not staying home with the mom, is not going to take the summer off. So she found a job that she could get and during the summer, and I have the kid 3 days a week instead of 4 days a week. that's kind of helping us out financially. Remember, I'm not really the breadwinner. My husband makes all the money, but the groceries and anything else that does not fit under specific categories needs to come out of what I make. So I still have the kids that I babysit, which is fantastic. The foster baby that I babysit, his hours have been cut. So both of my hours have been cut for the summer, which works out okay for our family because it's the summer. My husband's not in school, and we have basically a full work week again instead of a part-time week. So he makes more money during the summer. Now, what does that look like for us? Well, I'll be honest, last year, we were down to like the penny pinching of the end of the year until our tax return came. And I don't like being in that situation at all, which means all that we saved up for the summer was eaten through, and we had eaten our savings down to a line that I don't like to fall below. I always keep a certain amount in savings because, like I said, something happens to that van, I have no vehicle, and that will help us get started on a vehicle. It probably not anymore. I probably won't buy us a secondhand vehicle that will fit our large family, but it would be a down payment if we got to that bottom line. My husband and I have never had a vehicle payment in our marriage. We try to pay cash completely for it. But if you have seen the price of secondhand vehicles lately. Okay. So he's making more money. It's easier just to kind of let up and sit back and not get so stressed. But that's actually where a lot of times we have kind of shot ourselves in the foot, for lack of a better word, in the past. And this year, just with really trying to be intentional with the finances, keeping track of everything and all of that, I now have a mindset of, well, continue to live as we are and put everything aside that we can so that we're not at that bottom line by next year. So I kind of shared what's going on with the poverty and with us and how we're looking at our summer finances. Even though it's higher now, we're still going to live as if it's down here and just kind of put everything away. It does mean we won't have to pull from savings as much, which makes my heart a little happier. But at the end of the month, the checking account is as if we still have to pull from it. If that makes sense. Like, you're still having to, the checking account goes up here, but it still dips to the same amount as the rest of the year. It just means that we haven't had to pull from savings to make sure that there was enough in checking to meet all the bills, which is super helpful because I think what I averaged about was pulling from our savings every month was about $7,000. About $700, which is a lot. And so again, trying to show, well, how we make this work. Remember, when tax return comes, that goes into our savings account, and it's there for purposes like this. So, you know, my husband has a take-home check, and then at the end of the year, you look at the gross and the other word. There's a lot going on here, and again, the savings is great and wonderful, and tax return is set aside for that. But the goal here is really just to get to a point where I don't have to rely on savings. And a lot of that has had to do with the no spend year that I've been attempting. Insofar as that, let me do a brief update on that. And that has been going really well for me. That means that I have not nailed it perfectly, but progress has been made. Like, there is not stuff that is being purchased that I don't need. There's the needs for the food, clothing, shelter. So things like a new spatula, some tea towels, and by tea towels I mean like the bar towels, like the flour sack towels. That's the word, the flour sack towels. Those weren't necessarily a need, but they were to replace some things that I had. So you can look for creative ways to, what's the word? To not buy that and use other things creatively. I just decide not to. But things like books, I haven't really made a book order. Things like house decor, for lack of a better word, haven't really purchased this. I haven't really purchased a lot of that kind of stuff to begin with due to kind of a minimalist mindset. But something for my kids to have, to enjoy. I look for other creative ways to do this. So there's that update. It's been going really well insofar as being specifically on target with not buying things that I don't need. No, I have not done that. For one thing that just popped into my head was I bought a sheet, a top sheet, that was in really good condition. It was really nice. I got it half off. And you might be thinking, well, what are you going to do with the top sheet? I'm actually cutting them up and turning them into aprons that we sell at our local farmer's market. So it was purchased, but it was a lot cheaper than buying fabric. And so we've just been looking for creative ways to do that. Okay, so that's kind of the update as to, okay, finances were here. Now we're going into summer. What that's going to look like from going forward. It's going to look like the same for us, keeping things tight, really thinking about the purchases we do, especially because summer brings a lot of expenses. For example, our pool pass. It costs us between $12 and $15 for us to go to the pool. A pool pass, it pays for that in like 10, 12 trips. And if we go 4 times a week, which we typically do. So that's been great. The pool pass was purchased, which actually reminds me I need to start that envelope. The pool pass has been purchased. The zoo pass renewal is coming up in like 2 or 3 months. And that's about the same price as a pool pass. We have gone to the zoo 3 times this past year and have really enjoyed it. And that was paid, the pass paid for those 3 times that we went. Gas prices, Indiana hit $5.25 today. I expected that of California. Not here. When we moved here, we got down to $2.14. It was the best day of my life. Growing up in California, we didn't really get below $3. It was usually between 3 and 4. And seeing that $2.14 was the best day of my life. It was awesome. And now it's $5.25. So gas is up, which falls into a family vacation that we do every year, and I asked my husband if we should just cancel. So we're not going to cancel. We're still going to do that this summer. So that's been planned for, and I way over budgeted for that, and now I'm glad I did. I wanted a cushion, and I have it, and it's fantastic. So that's kind of the update of everything and what summer looks like. There was one other thing I was going to talk to you about, and I gotta remember what it is. That's what it was. Okay, I remember the last thing. Apple pie! The last thing that I want to mention is you will not see a once a month grocery haul from me this month. I do have one grocery haul to share with you, but it's not going to be kind of a typical once a month grocery haul. And here's the reason for that. We have a lot of the food truck food and or the mobile food pantry food and some dry goods that I really want to rotate through. And so we are going to kind of do a pantry challenge this month. I have some, there comes the rain. I have some, especially like grilled chicken that I want to use. And, the house that was evicted, we found some food there. We took some to the food pantry. We took some to friends and neighbors, and we still ended up with some. The former neighbors had someone that was cleaning out their fridge and pantry, cleaning it all out, and that all came to us. Again, we share with friends and family and just kind of spread things out. But that being said, I've got some food that I really want to clean out and make sure that it gets used up before it goes bad. And it's the summertime. Like, the only thing the kids really want are like go-gurt popsicles, fruit. We don't really make big meals during the summertime. It's not really a time that we just want good meals. And so we end up with a lot of leftovers as well. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Today is the 6th, and I will try to start filming tomorrow. Today's too busy. But I will start filming tomorrow, like what we ate this month, kind of cleaning out the pantry, rotating the pantry, and a lot of it will be the mobile food truck stuff. Okay? So, on that note, I will edit this video, get it done. My husband will be home soon, then we'll eat, and then I have to go finish that house that we're cleaning out. So, thank you for watching today's video. Down in the comments below, I ask that you take time, that if there's anything that I could address and could help, please leave it down below, and I will try to address that in an upcoming video that I hope will be helpful. Again, in that playlist, I actually have broken it down to where you can see me budget with our actual numbers, because that is something that this visual person really needed all of those years ago. And so I give those numbers to you to kind of really see what we don't have on there, because there just isn't money. If there's no money, you can't really budget for it. So there's all of that. And thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. I have several videos edited and uploaded, but not live yet, and we'll figure out that schedule just as soon as I can. Life is a little bit crazy right now. And I'll catch you